It's a mad world.
Well, hi everybody, this is Roger in Kansas City, and today I made a live stream video, a very impromptu live stream video from, where was I? Weston Bend State Park, just north of Kansas City. It's a Missouri state park, and it was a nice little outing. I got out into nature for a while, and it was just nice to get out of the city. One thing I did see that, or one thing I actually didn't see that I often see around here, is nobody at the state park or in the little town of Weston was wearing any facial gear, if you know what I mean. And that was refreshing. If you want to help this channel, then help somebody else. If you know somebody who needs some help around the yard, if you want to donate some money to a homeless shelter or an animal shelter, I would encourage you to do so, because I believe in me encouraging you to do that, it'll come back to me somehow. So that's how I fund this channel, is by, trusting God and doing good. And it was really nice seeing so many people on the chat session we had on the live stream I made up there at Weston State Park. So I promised everybody I would make a short little video today, and here it is. And there's petite little me sitting there on my front porch. You may have seen this scene before, but this is fairly recent. You see, this is May 16th, and we'll look at a close-up of my big, fat, graying, balding head as we progress here. But there's something again on my head, and I want to point this out. In the last video I made about things living on my head, I had had a really bad day that day. And sure enough, this day, I had a really bad day that day. And when I say really bad, that's kind of where I lose my cool, or was very, angry, a lot of angst, just a lot of negativity was surrounding me. Look how mopey I look right there. So let's go ahead and take a look at my head closer up, shall we? And here's a close-up of my big, beautiful head. I failed to mention that this is from a security camera that I installed earlier this year, and I only discovered that this is the magic security camera that's at I think the right distance and the right place, all of that captures these figures. And I'm thinking about getting volunteers that I know right now to sit in the magic seat, and then I might make appointments to also take pictures of people's head in the magic seat. Now, as you can see, you can start to see something right here very clearly. I think it's very clear. We have this face right here, and there's some other little faces all around it. Now, I darkened it up, and let's take a look at it. Here it is a little darkened up, and I've worked with it a little bit. I want you to look at this face here. This is a profile. Here's the eye where this little plus is. Here's his nose. Here's his mouth. There's a little pointed beard. Here's his hair. He's right here. Here we have just another regular face here. Big face here. And a couple more figures here and here. And this W thing up here. Alright. Now let's go to another picture. And this, I don't know if that's somebody or not, but they're always hanging out. And before I get too far, I wouldn't get too freaked out about this. I think this is a fairly standard thing that happens to everybody, and I don't think these are possibly demonic. I think they might be just disembodied spirits that just like to screw with people, and that, I'm not being funny. That's just their hobby. I think the more negativity they can create, the more they can feel it somehow. It makes them feel more alive. And that's just sheer speculation. Let's move on to the next picture. Now these pictures are taken just a few seconds apart. And let's take a look at this guy right here. He's pretty easy to see. That's the first one I saw. And there's some strange lighting effects going on here, and I want to show you something else in the next picture. Let me just say this. I think there are evil, intentioned, disembodied beings out there. I think there might be good ones, and some are just neutral. They'll just go with the flow. You know, they're kind of just like people. But I think the mean ones like to push people's buttons. And I think maybe this guy was pushing my buttons earlier today, or, well, on the 16th. Let me show you one more thing before we end this video. So going back to the picture we started with, there's where they are. But one thing I noticed, the first thing that caught my eye was this, what appears to be a reflection or light on my shoulder, my right shoulder. And I can tell you with certainty, you know, it's 2 o'clock, and the sun is about right here. There is nothing back here to be reflecting on my shoulder. And I looked at other pictures, and this is the only time, for a few seconds, that there's this just light on my shoulder. And I can't explain it. I don't think it's reflected light. I don't think it's sunlight. Now you may say, well, there's all this white stuff here. That's just light-colored stonework and concrete. But nothing is, I mean, it looks like it would be coming from this direction, and the sun's over here. And, you know, maybe I'm just reaching. People might say I am, but I wouldn't point it out unless I thought it might really be something. And look how kind of just sporadic and spread out it is. It just doesn't look quite normal. And, you know, I'm just thinking, when I said normal, anyway, it's been a while since I made a video. It really is. And you get rusty, and I've almost forgot how to make a video. It's been so long. Like I said in my live stream, it was good to take some time off. It helped kind of center me and get some bearings. I really did have to concentrate on my workaday life and all that. And that's kind of taking off. Everything's pretty much on track. Okay, so we're going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. I look forward to any ideas you might have, any comments you may have, any criticisms you might like to nicely put out there. And I hope everyone's doing well. And that's not, I'm not saying that lightly. I really do hope you're doing well. And I know there's a lot of people having financial troubles out there, and God knows my prayers are with you, because a lot of my friends and family are experiencing these difficulties as well. You know, and it sounds lame, like when people say like they're the coach in the locker room saying, "We're going to make it, team." Well, I hope to God we make it, and with God's help we will. These are odd times. However, things like this, I think, give us all stability, something that we can, you know, we know, and that type of thing. Anyway, I'll get more articulate at some point. Thank you for watching. I'm Roger in Kansas City, and I'll be talking to you soon. Thank you, and bye-bye.